non-resident Indian and their banking in India. What is the purpose of an NRO account, the purpose of an NRE account? If a person already has a saving account, does it need to be converted into an NRO account or not? Now, if a person who's residing abroad has a non-resident Rupee account, now does he need an NRE account? What is the purpose of that account? What benefits do these accounts have? Now, let's say if somebody already has the accounts, he's transferred all the money to India, can they close the accounts? The other question, which is very important, is that what happens to people who haven't traveled or accessed their accounts for more than 5 years? What happens to their account, and can they, without traveling to India, access their accounts? Now here, this video is going to cover all these points that I've stated in the introduction. Number one, NRO accounts and NRE accounts. I'm sure whoever is a non-resident Indian is aware of these terms and knows what is the purpose of this account. NRO, a Rupee account. NRE is a foreign currency account. But the money in an NRE account is still, when in India, is parked in the Indian currency. The purpose of an NRE account is that you can transfer your money from that country in a foreign currency and park it in this country. And of course, you get better rate of interest in India. Now, the other advantage of NRE account is, let's say you have money lying in your NRO account and you transfer it to the NRE account. There is no interest that is charged. No interest need. There is no tax which is payable on the money which is in the NRE account. Now, this is as per the RBI guidelines. A person who's living abroad can surely close down the accounts after they fulfill the compliances which are with a bank. Now, each bank has a list of forms. They have the requirements of some documents which, if provided, the accounts can be closed. And of course, if people have internet banking, they can be closed. Now, what I want to really tell people is, people who have got money in India, haven't traveled to India for years, their accounts are lying either unclaimed or have gone back to the RBI and they do not know how to operate accounts. Now, even if you go to any bank, they have a list of people who are non-resident Indians and haven't accessed their accounts in years now, and still, they want the money, or they want their children to have their money, or it was their parents' money. What do? So now today, the banking system has become more regularized. There are some documentation like your passports, your OCIs. Now, this is very, very, very important for people who do not have Indian passports. They need to have OCIs if they are trying to do any kind of banking in India. Secondly, thirdly, what is going to be important is your PAN cards. Without PAN cards, if the money is even lying in India, and let's say the accounts do become operational, first of all, the accounts are not going to become operational if you don't have an Indian passport. And if you don't have an Indian passport, you don't have an OCI. Or if you have a British passport, you have a place of birth. Let's say it's a British passport and the place of birth is not written as India, then it's going to become a concern. And without a PAN card. So you need all of this. So your connection with India is very important and it needs to be documented, and additionally your PAN card. Without these documents, there's no chance you can do banking in India, but it is not impossible. What I'm trying to tell here is, for people who've got accounts in India, they've got money stuck in India, it's their parents' money stuck in India, 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, and it's, people in the earlier days would come here, put their money in India, leave it because of better rate of interest, and now it's become impossible for people who cannot travel to India to access this money because they feel there is a huge requirement of documentation. No, there is not a huge requirement of documentation. It is a tedious process for sure, but there is a limited requirement of documents, and if you have this, please come and collect your money from India. NRO accounts, so people who are doing banking in India must have NRO and NRE accounts if you're trying to transfer money from a foreign country to this country. And of course, why I will suggest NRE accounts also, let's say you've got money in your NRO account, you've sold a property, you've paid your capital gain tax, there is money lying in that account, transfer it to your NRE account because that's a tax-free account. And then from your NRE account, it's a click of a button that it goes to your country. So I'm sure after this, if you have questions, you have comments, you have likes, you are all welcome. Thank you for listening.